All right, let's look at our second story. Our second story is about Stephanie and her walking some distance. So it says Stephanie walks 5-6 miles every day. How many miles will she walk in 2 days? So the first thing that I want to do is think about, well, we want to know how much she will walk in 2 days. So how many miles will she walk in 2 days? So we know that she's walking 5-6 miles every day. So I'm going to quickly go over here to my picture model, and I'm going to label this day 1 and day 2. And the next thing that I need to do is I need to go back to my fraction, and I know that on the first day she walked 5-6 miles. So I'm going to take my model and I'm going to cut it into 6 equal pieces, which a quick way to do that is to first cut it in half, and then I need 3 equal pieces on each side of my half. I'm going to do that again, right down the middle, 3 equal pieces on each side. And then I'm going to shade my model to show 5-6 each day. So day 1, we had 5-6. And day 2, we had 5-6. So when I look at these two examples here, or these two pictures, I'm sorry, I see that I have the same thing happening over and over. So again, we're going to identify this as joining equal sets. So when we join equal sets, that's repeated addition, or a faster way to do that would be to multiply. So we're going to quickly write our addition equation, which is that we have 5-6 in the first model and 5-6 of the second model. So our addition equation would be 5-6 plus 5-6, which will give us 10-6. And you know that we can't leave that as an improper fraction, so we have to regroup that. And so how many groups of 6 can we get out of 10? We can get one whole group with 4 6 left over. And when I look at that again, I cannot leave that as a number that can be simplified, because 4 is even and so is 6. So another name for 4-6 is 1 2/3. When I think about my multiplication equation, that's going to look like 2 groups, because we walked 2 days, with 5-6 in each. So I'm going to make this a little more balanced. I'm going to put a number 1 over, or a number 1 underneath my whole number 2. It doesn't change the value, but it does make it feel more balanced. And I can say 2 groups of 5 is 10. And 1 group of 6 is 6, and that is the same number that we got before. So I can't leave it as an improper fraction. I have to regroup it. And so how many groups of 6 are in the number 10? There's 1 group with 4, 6 left over. And again, 4, 6 is those are both even numbers. They can be simplified farther. So we can say 1 2/3. That's our answer. Moving quickly down to our number line, we know that we had 2 days, so I'm going to start with my number line and I'm going to circle the number 2. And I know each day we walked 5-6 of a mile, so we have to break each day down into 6 equal pieces. So again, if we cut it in half, because our number line should look a lot like our picture, and then we cut each one of these into 6 equal pieces between 0 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do the same thing between the number 1 and 2, first cutting it in half. And then I need 2 cuts on each side of the half to get my 6 equal pieces. Now that I've got it cut equally, I can label, and we're going to have to label tiny. So those of you who like to write really big, you're going to have to use your really tiny writing. So on top, we're going to count 1/6, 2, 6, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, and 6, 6, which is the same thing as one whole. Continuing on with our 6, we have 7, 6, 8, 6, 9, 6, 10, 6, 11, 6, and 12, 6. On the bottom, we're going to write that improper or that mixed equivalent. So anything less than 1 is going to be the same. So 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6, and 5 6. Those are all the same. So 6 6 would be the same as 1 whole. And then we have 1 and 1 6, 1 and 2 6, 1 and 3 6, 1 and 4 6, and 1 and 5 6. And of course we know 1 and 6 6 is equivalent to the whole number 2. So just like we did with our others, we're going to do 2 shadings because we had 2 days, and we're going to make our number line match our picture. So if we start at 0, the first day she walked 5 6 miles. So I'm going to go ahead and shade all the way to 5 6 very lightly. There's day 1. Day 2 comes along and she walks 5 6 more, so I might have to do some careful counting. So there's 1 6, 2 6, 3 6, 4 6, and 5 6. And look, I ended up right at 10 6, which we know to be equivalent to 1 and 4 6. And then of course, if we think about cutting this down even more into thirds, we know 1 and 2 thirds is the same as 1 and 4 6.